Qin Yangfeng did not get up. Juo Chuan is announcing at this moment. This competition, Qin Yun wins. This is the Night Queen's swift action. Approached Qin Yangfeng to inspect the Golden Fork Road. Zhen Fan, your martial soul is gone. The internal support is also dissipating. He suddenly turned his head and said fiercely, Qin Yun, I will kill you. Border Kingdom Palace. You still won't let me kill? As soon as the voice fell, a hand reached out. At this moment, Qin Yun watched the competition and thought, a fair competition is agreed upon, willing to accept the consequences of the bet. Indeed, they are all talking nonsense. He threw a punch and shouted, Come on, everyone. Bring it on, I'll take you down. In an instant their attacks clashed together. With a loud boom, it exploded. At this moment, the border palace spat out a mouthful of watermelon juice. Seeing Qin Yun again, he sprayed a mouthful of watermelon juice. Du Gui and Zai Wu Feng hurriedly stepped forward to support and express their concern. Are you okay, Qin Yun? You really put in a lot of effort, huh? The Night Queen's inner support has been shattered. At this moment, the Night Queen shouted fiercely, Qin Yun, you destroyed the Crown Prince's martial soul and internal support. I will make you wish you were dead. You are someone without internal support. Why is the power so strong? Do you dare say you haven't practiced in the Demon Palace? At that moment, a pair of eyes analyzed uncomfortably. The Celestial Master Totem just appeared on his arm. The person next to him was immediately astonished and asked, Tianji Totem, that is the legacy of the ancient Celestial Masters. How did he get it? Listen, the eyes find it hard to explain. It is said that those who have soaked in the Master Pool, if chosen by the Totem, then you will have such abilities. No wonder his martial arts are so terrifying. It turns out that all of that was the inherited martial arts of the Heavenly Master Totem, the puppet lion he rode in on. It should be made using the totem pattern, listening to the discussions of the crowd. At that moment, Qin Yangfeng gritted his teeth in anger. Why does he get all the good things in the world? But can I only obediently let him take everything from me? By the way, I still have an ace up my sleeve. Suddenly, Yin laughed and said, Qin Yun, your mother's remains are still in my hands. If you want to take it back, just fixed Zio Yulan. The Night Queen also laughed heartily. Ava, it's best to feed that wretched person's bones to the dogs. If you don't want to see this scene, just do as the Crown Prince said. As soon as these words were spoken, the entire room fell silent. At that moment, Zio Yuame sneered. Indeed, the princes of the three empires are all the same kind. Just know how to threaten others with the bones of their deceased mother. At this moment, Qin Yangfeng added, There is more. Give me the 450 million gold coins you just received as well. Consider this compensation for the harm I've caused you. But in my heart I was thinking, Qin Yun, in the end you still lost to me. I am the biggest winner. At that moment, Zio Yulan walked up and said, You write embroidery books, even without the engagement. I, Zio Yulan, in this life and this world, I can only be your wife. This deeply moved Qin Yun. He patted her head to comfort her. Yulan, you can rest assured. You are mine, will always be mine. Seeing the two still showing off their affection, Qin Yangfeng shouted in a tense atmosphere, Stop talking nonsense. Finished embroidering the book. Today's engagement banquet still works. Qin Yun, what does it matter if you have the inheritance of the Celestial Master Totem? What does it matter if your mental strength is strong? In the end, You still let me control you, ha ha ha." At that moment, an attack suddenly broke through the door. In an instant it pierced through Qin Yingfeng's chest. With a thud, he was pinned to the pillar of the grand hall. Yingfeng Qin was intermittently letting out exclamations of "Aya!" At this moment, King Qin looked at him with a face full of cold sweat and exclaimed, in surprise, "Dragon King Spear. That is the ancestral artifact of Tianqin. Dragon King's Spear." Looking again at the door, Qin Long, Qin Yun's father, walked in. Zhao Yanglong looked at the person in surprise and thought, "Qin Long. He actually didn't die." Arrived at the Five Mirrors. At this moment, Qin Yun turned and asked, "How is it? Isn't my father, the emperor, shining brightly?" This remark made Zai Wufeng feel a wave of envy. This guy dares to show off in front of the male lead's wife. Unexpectedly, he had one arm severed by someone's finger. Qin Long said fiercely, "Jianwen, I never expected to come back alive today. Back then you took advantage of my obsession. After the treacherous ministers conspired to harm Zhaoyan and the Grand Master. They are trying every possible way to kill me again. There is also that old dog, Xianxia. He thinks he can usurp the position of the Qin family. I have already taken his head. You must listen to this." Queen Yi suddenly fell to the ground in shock. "How could this happen? He is your son, Qin Long. Do you want to kill this too?" As soon as the words fell, Qin Long stretched out his hand and struck down with the palm. He was struck and taken away by Qin Yingfeng. At this moment the onlookers exclaimed in amazement, "Qin Long actually did it in front of so many people." At this moment Empress Yi shouted sharply with a dark expression, "Even a tiger doesn't eat its cubs. You don't even spare your own flesh and blood." Hearing Qin Long's calm reply, "Don't think I don't know. Qin Jingfeng and Qin Fen are both members of the Yi family. It was someone pretending to be my son, my biological son. Only Qin Yun and Qin Tian are left." Qin Yun secretly thought, "I must listen to this. The Yi family truly knows how to scheme. If Qin Jingfeng successfully ascends to the throne, that day the Qin Empire belonged to the Yi family." At this moment Qin Long commanded, "Demon King of the town, your alliance is responsible for capturing all members of the Yi family and imprisoning them in the celestial prison. I will deal with them slowly." "Yes." The Demon King immediately shouted, "Come here. Capture the traitors of Yan state." Received. At this moment King Qin quietly assessed the situation. Not good. Qin Long wants to completely eliminate us. Want to run. Suddenly, Qin Long appeared right in front of him. A powerful punch struck him. Eliminate him in an instant. Zhao Yanglong by the side felt a shock in his heart. Qin Long's strength is now very formidable, and also has the Dragon King Spear in hand. This is going to be difficult. He stepped forward and said, "I'm sorry. Excuse me. But today's focus is on the marriage of Yu Lan. Yu Lan just mentioned. Who can defeat her? Who is qualified to marry her? There are still a few young talents from the Blue Star Palace, waiting to challenge her." Hearing Qin Long's response, "Good. Zhao Yun currently cannot compete in martial arts for a short time. Let Princess Yulan take the stage herself." A man stepped forward with cupped fists and said, "Zhao Yulan, neither of us uses weapons. Barehanded combat competition. I want to show you. Do I deserve you?" At this moment, Zhao Yanglong introduced, "This is Luo Yan, the grandson of the Grand Elder of Zygon, the cultivation of the 5 bodies and 8 layers, possessing the 6 yang spirit veins, and soon will step into the 5 body 9 layers. Elder Luo also chimed in. Princess Yulan, my Yanner is much better than Kinyan. Vart. Hearing this, Qian Long was not happy, as Luo Yan swiftly attacked Xiao Yulan. But Xiao Yulan instantly gathered a spear of light in her palm. A protective shield formed in an instant to block the attack. At this moment, Elder Luo on the stands looked pleased. This is the martial arts of the extreme north, Yan Zhengdao, although Luo Yan is just a beginner, but has a good grasp of it. At that moment, Luo Yan also had a puzzled expression, but deep down I was thinking, rather, if Xiao Yulan were seriously injured, it will be easier for me to obtain the burial immortal map. As the smoke and dust dissipate, someone shouted, "Look at you all!" Xiao Yulan was actually unharmed. Xiao Yulan reached out with a wave of energy, shyly shot towards Luo Yan's shoulder. With a loud bang, they were thrown out after being hugged tightly. At this moment, Xiao Yulan approached him fiercely and said, "You think someone like you can marry me? It's like a dream." At this moment, Luo Yan shouted with a face full of cold sweat, "I lose. I give up." Xiao Yulan. Suddenly, Elder Luo leaped down and shouted. At that moment, Shu Yi suddenly appeared in front, reminding them, "Lao Luo, first save your grandson." In the blink of an eye, Elder Luo spoke while treating. "How dare you be so ruthless?" Almost shattered my inner core and martial spirit. If it weren't for me, I wouldn't be able to stabilize my injuries in time. Upon hearing this, Xiao Yulan innocently retorted, "He just intended to beat me up badly. Am I not allowed to fight back? So what is the significance of this competition? This guy has no skills. You sure know how to put on a show." Old man Luo immediately shouted in anger, "Dead girl, shut up." Shui smiled awkwardly, trying to ease the tension. "Lao Luo, Xiao Yulan has already reached the ninefold body refinement. Your grandson is indeed not as good as him, and he was somewhat lenient. Otherwise, your grandson would have died a long time ago." Here, Kinyan felt a shock in his heart. In a year or two, he can then step into the realm of martial arts. I won't let him suppress me any longer. Xiao Yanglong felt a cold sweat running down his face. Now others simply do not dare to step forward and challenge. It seems I can only take advantage of that kid Kinyan. The male lead is deceived and robbed by the two palace elders. Upon learning that the totem of enlightenment is the death totem, their expression instantly changed. At that moment, the vice dean of Tianquanwu Academy, Guo Cheng, stepped forward and said, "Since the marriage between Kinyan and Xiao Yulan is settled, let's talk about something else. Kinyan was cast into the heavenly odd realm, although it was an accident. But in the end, he was with the soul-refining madmen for many days. It is highly likely to obtain the soul-refining technique." Xiao Ronchen agreed after listening. "Back in the day, the soul-crazy demon almost brought our tanky empire to ruin. Very scary, although we are on the edge of the martial emperor, but everyone is an upright martial artist. Today, taking advantage of the presence of the 5 holy lands at the Blue Star Palace, we need to resolve this matter well. Nonsense. You must listen to what Qin Long says. Without evidence, no one can question my Xiao men." At this moment, Elder of the Blue Star Palace invited, "Kinyan, would you like to come to our Beigon to cultivate? I can offer you very generous terms." Suddenly, Elder Nangong from the Blue Star Palace came over to snatch someone away. "Kinyan, come to Nangyuo. The conditions we put forward, it will definitely be better than Beigong's." At that moment, Elder Luo shouted angrily. What are you fighting for? Understanding the totem martial arts does not mean the angel totem can live. Ting Ba Shui waved and explained. Totem heritage. The most important thing is to focus on the totem spirit within the totem. If there were no totemic spirit, that is the dead totem, will have a great impact on your future. The dead totem will not only devour your soul power, it will also make it difficult for your soul to elevate. Elder Luo also said angrily from the side, if it is a dead totem, you have to sever that arm. Otherwise, you might end up as a soulless madman. At that moment, Shui stepped forward and spoke. Using the soul measurement directly will work. Qinyan, you use your strength to make the totem rise. If your angel totem contains the spirit of the totem, the stone will emit light. As the soul tester approached, there was not a single reaction. At that moment, Elder Luo looked on mockingly. It really is a dead totem, haha. Seeing this situation, Elder Nangong's expression changed instantly. Then Qinyan, you should continue your cultivation at the Zishuan Martial Academy. Elder Beigong also agreed, entering the Northern Palace. It also requires passing the assessment. At that moment, Shui gave the two of them a disdainful glance, then said, Qinyan, although the Eastern Palace cannot offer good terms. However, Qinyan did not think so about the star signs. But if you pass the assessment, you can become the sole inheritor of the Qinwen. At this moment, Qinyan said, Can I go in and give it a try? Upon hearing this, the elders of the northern and southern palaces scoffed. Yellow-haired kid, as a bit of skill. They just don't know their limits. Don't look back, or you won't even know how you died. At that moment, Shui waved his hand, explaining with a black line on his forehead. Kiwen Gate is the hell on Tantai. Who enters, who dies. Although there are many powerful and remarkable legacies. For many years, no one has passed the assessment. But Qinyan did not think so about the star signs. But if you pass the assessment, you can become the sole heir of the Kiwen sect. That position can be said to be equivalent to the master of the four palaces. At that moment, Zio Yulan pinched Qinyan and said, Stop calculating anything. I don't want to be a widow. Just obediently follow me to the Eastern Palace for your training, even if we can't go to Quenmen. I can also tell you the secret of the hidden immortal apprentice on me. After listening, Shui waved and agreed. If the two find the hidden Valley of Immortals in the future. If your strength isn't enough, I can go with you. The elders of the North and South Palaces immediately had a look of great dismay. How could I forget about this? If I had known earlier, I would have insisted on bringing Qinyan in. Qinyan awkwardly smiled at this moment. You Lan, I actually plan to stay at the Xingchuan Martial Arts Academy for a while. Zai Wufeng said that teacher Du Gui is over there. Can you teach me the essence of understanding the martial arts of spiritual power? After listening, Zio Yulan turned her head and said angrily, How could he bear to leave his newlywed wife behind? Go to another sect to practice. What's wrong? Nothing. Do you remember standing before the 5 mirrors? The issue with the celestial master totem has been resolved. Otherwise, the 5-dimensional mirror master mainly studies the soul. Your celestial master totem will have a significant influence on you. Hearing this, Qinyan felt relieved. I understand. Thank you for caring about me so much. All right then, tomorrow I'll take you to a place. The scene shifts to the next day. Qinyan changed into a magnificent outfit. Zio Yulan looked unhappily. Now you have finally regained your status as the crown prince. This is wonderful. After listening, Qinyan felt a bit sad and thought to himself, It's a pity I wanted to celebrate with Brother Lan Zio. But he suddenly left without saying goodbye. At that moment, Zio Yulan grabbed Qin Yun and asked while walking, "Where exactly are you taking me?" Qin Yun replied mysteriously, "You'll find out soon." Seeing Qin Yun so mysterious on the street, Zio Yulan happily thought, could it be that he finally got it? "Do you want to go on a date with me?" In the blink of an eye, Zio Yulan saw a dark line. What a load of nonsense! He asked in confusion, "You brought me to the well by the Emperor's palace garden with the horse." Qin Yun explained, "There is a mechanism in the well wall. Press it to enter the secret room. Let's talk after we go down." As the two entered the bottom, Qin Yun spoke as he walked. "You Lan, you Mei, she's fine. I just left." Indeed, Qin Yun affirmed, "Yes, she was originally in the palace. I also put in a lot of effort to find her. This is a long story." Hearing Zio Yulan exclaim, "I didn't expect that," and almost suffered too. "My father is also controlled by Zio Yanglong and Queen Yi. Fortunately, you killed that venomous woman in advance. Otherwise, things will get even more complicated. That being said, are you on good terms with Yu Mei now? Tell me honestly, how many women have you harmed? Does Xianxia have a connection with you?" This gave Qin Yun a face full of cold sweat as he explained the cold. "Not a single one. Teacher Yang helped me when I was at my lowest point. That's why I like her so much. But it's not that kind of liking. Speaking of which, Teacher Yang and Zio Yanglong are engaged. Is it because Zio Yanglong threatened her with some means?" Listening to Zio Yulan turn her head in anger. "I don't know. Teacher Yang is yours now. Do your best." Qin Yun felt a wave of embarrassment. "Yulan, don't misunderstand. In Teacher Yang's eyes, I'm just a little brother. But if she was truly forced by Zio Yanglong, then I must save her. Yulan, I'm not trying to make you angry, but Teacher Yang has helped me a lot." Zio Yulan interrupted. "All right, I understand everything. Don't worry. They won't get married so soon. Let's take this time to quickly enhance our strength." This instantly moved Qin Yun. He said casually, "I have something else I want you to see. This is the burial immortal map obtained by my mother." Zio Yulan reached out to take out the burial immortal map and said, "When my mother gave me the immortal burial picture, you once told me there were 3 more. I didn't expect one of them to be on you." This is what Qin Yun echoed. "There's still one with Zio Malian. I have entrusted Grandpa Duan to return it to her personally. It's all my fault." Malian could only watch helplessly as her mother's bones were destroyed. Zio Yulan comforted him. "You have already destroyed the rest of this guy. Zio Malian will definitely be very happy. Thank you." As their hands touched together, the atmosphere reached its peak in an instant. Immediately, the two turned their heads shyly. Qin Yun quickly changed the subject. That one, I speculate. The last burial immortal painting, most likely in the hands of Sister Teishi. Really. However, possessing the burial immortal map is not a good thing. Although you, Zio Malian's mother entered the 3 imperial palaces, obtained the burial immortal map, but they all died because of it. He took out the key and said, "By the way, Yu Lan, the key to the heavenly roar and earth bell is with me. It's something I got together with Boss Zai and the others." Zio Yulan looked excited. "That's great. It is said that many treasures are hidden there. Let's go see it together later." At this moment, Qin Yun asked in confusion, "Speaking of which, what conditions did Qin Yinfeng and the others propose?" Let Zio Yanglong feel so moved. even selling the family ancestral grave. Xiao Yulan replied angrily. They are willing to give the 2 gold mines of the Tianqian Empire to Xiao Yanglong. In this way, he can earn enough gold coins to cultivate. Listen to Qin Yan's sudden realization. I see now. It seems that Qin Yingfeng has his sights set on the Zion Gu Kang Dai. He has also set his sights on the hidden immortal map on me. Saying this, he took out the hidden soul pearl to extract Qin Yingfeng's martial soul. Not only that, they want to obtain my purple gold dragon martial soul. No wonder. It turns out his own martial spirit is only at the gold level. Really weak. Watching Qin Yun's actions, Xiao Yulan asked in astonishment, "How did you do it? Could it be? Did you really master the soul refining technique?" Qin Yun explained. "Bung, during yesterday's match, I took advantage of Qin Yingfeng being knocked unconscious. He quickly extracted his martial soul." Upon hearing this, Xiao Yulan clenched her fist and angrily said to Qin Yun, "You're being too reckless. What should we do if we get caught? The secret on me. It was said by some meddlesome old men in the Eastern Palace. Otherwise, no one will know I have the immortal map. They would never know I have the purple gold dragon martial soul." Qin Yun stood up to explain. "I hid very well. Earlier, I specifically had a discussion with Teacher Du. Teacher Du, a powerful warrior with strong mental fortitude. I didn't even know my inner source was still there. Let's go. Let's go out. Everything that needed to be discussed has been discussed. How terrifying it is when a woman gets jealous." The male lead was so scared he was on the verge of depression. The scene shifts to the Tianqing Great Hall. Qin Long said, "Xiao Yun, I have decided. Everything in the palace is handed over to the demon-suppressing king to handle." Suddenly, Meng Feiling came over and said, "Xiao Yun Dai, congratulations! Finally back to being the crown prince. You can still marry such a wonderful wife." Xiao Yulan looked gloomy and said, "Sister Feiling, I heard that you and Zai Wufeng are all at the Xingchuanwu Academy. You need to keep a close eye on Qin Yun from now on. Don't let him wander around, flirting and teasing." "Certain," Meng Feiling replied softly. But Qin Long was thinking to himself about Qin Yun Guan. "Take care of yourself, okay?" At that moment, Shui cupped his fists and said, "Then I will return to the Eastern Palace with Yu Lan." Qin Yun immediately felt like crying without tears, thinking to herself, "Thank you, brother Shui. Women are truly terrifying." The scene shifts to the Hall of Oddities, as Qin Yun pushed the door open and entered. At this moment, Qin Yun pinched Xiao Yuemei's face with a calm heart. "Yuemei, your sister is fine." Xiao Yuemei replied with a look of disdain. "I understand. We were just talking about this matter. How are you?" The severity of the injury is unspoken. "Must listen to this," Qin Yun replied awkwardly. "It's nothing serious. It can get better in one night. Wait for me to get things arranged here. I will take you to find Aunt Xiao." At that moment, Xiao Yuemei joked, "Even though you will be my brother-in-law in the future. But I will also consider you as my brother. You are much better than that bastard Xiao Yanlong." Qin Yun took out the soul-sealing pearl and said, "This is Qin Jingfeng's golden thunder sword martial soul. You can replicate using the mirror martial soul. Wait until tomorrow morning. You and I will enter the palace together again. There are still many martial souls waiting for us to harvest." Xiao Yuemei was very happy to hear this. "Great Zixi." Saying this, he copied the martial soul. The scene shifts to the Tianqing Great Hall, as Qin Yun and the others arrived. "Uncle Law," Xiao Yuemei happily greeted. Suddenly, with a worried expression, he asked, Uncle Long, you saw my father that day. Is there still hope for him? Ting explained to Qin Long. He is just a puppet now. I don't know about Xiao Yanlong and his mother and son. What blood technique did he use? At this moment, Xiao Yume sighed. Sigh, who spoiled him so much, Xiao Yanlong? There's not a hint of caution. At this moment, Qin Long changed the subject and said, let's put this matter aside for now. Let's deal with those traitors. The guards in the dungeon have all been driven away by me. In the blink of an eye, we arrived at the dungeon. The Night Queen roared in anger. Xiao Yume, you little brat, why are you still alive? Xiao Yume retorted angrily. Cursed Night Queen, you are as hated as the queen of our Xianxia kingdom. Now she is dead. Next, it's your turn. At this moment, Qin Yun walked in. I have waited a long time for this day. Saying this, he reached out to the Night Queen to cast the soul refinement technique. The Duke of Yan, standing to the side, looked on with a cold sweat, feeling alarmed. Qin Yun is extracting the Night Queen's martial spirit, as Qin Yun extracted the golden thunder martial soul of Night Empress. The Duke of Yan was in a panic. Your Majesty, the old minister admits his mistake. The old minister should not have drawn the prince's spiritual vein. Just imprison me for a lifetime. Qin Long, however, ignored her. With her scream of despair, Qin Yun also extracted her martial soul. At that moment, the Duke of Yan angrily shouted, Qin Yun, you soul-devouring demon, you won't have a good time. Before I could finish speaking, I was interrupted by Qin Yun. HMPH, who is the true evil, savored the pain I felt when you drained my spiritual essence back then. I will send you on your way now. Suddenly, Xiao Yume interrupted. Wait a moment. Let me do it. Let me do it. These poisonous needles. It was given to me by Qin Feng. It is said that it was given to her by the Night Queen for protection. Xiao Yume poked at it, feeling puzzled. How did it faint from fright? Qin Yun looked on and thought. If it weren't for the emperor leaving Reverse Island back then, maybe this woman will also torment me with this poisoned needle. At this moment, Qin Long said, they won't live much longer. This is what you call karma. Let's go. Since the matters of the palace have been resolved, I will continue to cultivate my peace of mind. Qin Yun, hearing this, asked in confusion, Father Emperor, is something big about to happen recently? Qin Long definitely replied, yes, the Demon King is in the Yulong Mountain range. Investigated the news. A horde of evil beasts will cross the Yulong River. At that time, our 3 empires and all the other small countries were submerged. I have approved the use of all the gold coins from the treasury. Protect the 10 major cities and 50 small to medium-sized cities of the Tianjin Empire. Once a large number of evil beasts flood in, it becomes very dangerous outside the city walls. The two were shocked and asked simultaneously, when will the herd arrive? Qin Long explained, I'm not sure either. The Demon King said, the herd has just crossed the river. It should be arriving soon. Other cities have strengthened their defenses overnight. What did the male Li's father say? It made him look utterly disdainful, listening to Qin Long's words. Qin Yun said with a worried expression, Father Emperor, I need to go to the Yulong Mountain range. Aunt Xiao is still inside. Qin Long analyzed. It takes 3 days for a round trip. I will go with you all. This way you can be much safer. But in my heart I was thinking, you better not mess with someone's aunt. It's better to have some strange entanglements. The scene shifts to the Yulong Mountain range. Several people are flying. Qin Long looked and said, it's all good. There are no signs of beasts nearby. As everyone arrived at a cave entrance, Qin Yan exclaimed excitedly, "Aunt Zio, are you inside?" Zio Xuanqin stepped out. Upon seeing Zio Yume, she became excited. "Yume, you're okay now. I'm still worried that Qin Yan won't come out. That's wonderful. I really miss you, Aunt." Looking at the scene before me, Qin Long was moved to tears. "Son, you did a good deed." At this moment, Qin Yan suggested, "And from now on, you will practice at Qin Hall. You Mei would also like to be your companion. This way, I can come visit you often." Zio Xuanqin's face turned red as she pulled Qin Yan and said, "Thank you, Qin Yan. You have really helped us a lot." In the blink of an eye, Qin Long and his son were conversing. "Zio Yan, my dragon totem was obtained from the Dragon King's spear. You know, right? Uh, Unfortunately, my totem is dead. The totem on you is not common. There is no technique for life or death. I have had the dragon totem for several years now, but they couldn't grasp the martial arts within. The world under the 9 suns, colorful and vibrant, hiding various mysteries. The martial arts principles mastered by humanity. It's just a small part of this world." Da Kenyan replied sternly, "Father Emperor, I know the Blue Star Palace is a colossal structure for us, but on the side of Emperor Wu, but they are just minor characters." So what they said was not necessarily right. Qin Long echoed, "The vast and ancient Wu Huang. The sects and martial kingdoms stand tall. There are also countries over there. All claim to be from the martial nation. The sovereigns are all powerful martial kings. The strength of a martial nation. It is very frightening." At that moment, Zio Xuanqin echoed, "Qin Yan, your father is right. There is the Lingji sect in the martial emperor realm, just like the Blue Star Palace. There is no King Wu, only the Lingwu mirror. The strong hold their ground. If there is a warrior with the Xuanwu mirror, that is the Xuanji sect. On the Xuanwu mirror, it is the mirror of King Wu. Can the sect develop into a martial nation? Some sects do not want to become a vast military nation like Xianxia, so just maintain the operation of the sect. Even such a sect can be considered a royal level sect. It is also a very powerful existence. Ancient royal sect. Even the vast Wu kingdom is divided into 3 parts. Listening to the great Qin dragon drum dance. Work hard and do your best. One day, we can also go to Wu Huang's." The scene changes. As Qin Yan flew, he couldn't help but sigh. "The new Xuanwu Academy is so beautiful. This is truly unbelievable. I heard a place has already been prepared for me. With the token Yu Lang gave me, I can enter." At that moment, Du Gui excitedly said at the door, "Qin Yan, you finally came. We've been waiting for you for a long time. Are you tired? I'll take you to our special tree hole dormitory to rest. By the way, Qin Melian also came to rest here. You will see her tomorrow morning." In the blink of an eye, Qin Yan entered the dormitory. Qin Melian was already waiting. "You see Qin Yan coming. Dan Mong Pu Dao Pa De Shen Shang Kai Xin Dao." Qin Yan Jij, "Have you grown quite a bit?" Randomly hit the road. This time, don't call me senior sister. Qin Yan replied with an embarrassed expression, "Mihi, I didn't recognize you before. It's my fault." Qin Melian replied angrily, "It's nothing. I'm just happy that Brother Ming is still alive, and you gave Kai Yu a harsh lesson." At that moment, Du Gui walked in and said, "It's bad. Something big is about to happen." Qin Yan heard and asked in confusion, "Are the ghost beasts and evil beasts coming?" Hearing Du Gui definitely said, Not bet. It came faster than we expected. I wonder if the major cities have prepared their defenses. Fortunately, Wansheng Lake can provide some defensive capabilities. At this moment, Qin analyzed. Wanxing Lake is very deep, bottomless, and the lake water is very cold. Once the evil beasts arrive, it's hard to move forward. Flying beasts are quite bothersome. If hundreds of millions of evil beasts and spirits all came together, isn't this extremely dangerous? Hearing Du Gui's certain remark. That's right. If the herd arrives, we, the Qingchuan Martial Arts Academy, will send students to deal with the evil beasts and ghost beasts. Qin, you better get ready. Understood. I need to learn quickly how to carve temperature within the soul spirit. I need to forge a powerful soul weapon for my angelic arm. How strong is this demon beast? Despite the combined attacks of many martial arts experts, only a few feathers were lost. Suddenly, Qin took out the weapon Spirit Star. First, release this low-tier silver fire martial soul to engrave the soul onto the martial spirit. The essence lies in the process of engraving. Let the soul give birth to another soul. In this way, can merge with the martial soul. The ideal is quite rich. Reality is stark. Qin lay on the ground exhausted, silently reflecting. After working on it for a long time, there was no success. A soul carved out of thin air can never attach itself to a martial spirit. The martial soul is as essential as air, unlike uniforms, which can be directly carved during the Kai refining process. It's so difficult. Suddenly he thought of something and excitedly said, "My mysterious martial soul, it seems to possess a strong regenerative power. Perhaps I can separate a strand of this martial spirit, based on these four martial souls as the main theme, then combine it with the power of blood soul. Go to Nink to seek the soul. I wonder if it will hurt to extract it using the soul refinement technique." At this moment, as the martial soul is extracted, Qin feels happy and thinks, "Ah, it doesn't hurt. The regeneration ability of the black martial soul is indeed very strong. Suddenly, I can make up for the four martial souls that were separated. Inject the blood soul power into these four martial souls." Struggling, I began to operate on the martial soul. A day and a night passed in the blink of an eye. All Qin could think about while operating was her panda eyes. Now I can finally merge the fire martial soul embedded with the spirit of the evil ghost. Refined into the spirit essence treasure sword, I need to collect more souls. This spirit blade is made of spiritual energy. It is the best weapon against the ghost beasts. In the blink of an eye, Qin completed the refinement. At this moment, Qin felt and thought to himself, "It's done. However, my black martial soul cannot be revealed for now. Use mental strength and the arms of a celestial master to conceal. I want to strengthen the arms of the celestial master. Xianxiao's Zijin thunder martial soul infused into the celestial master's arm is the best. The celestial master totem is inherently of the fire element, so it must be engraved with the fire pattern. In this case, the purple gold thunder martial soul has a fire attribute. Integrating into the arm of the celestial master can also lead to success. At the same time, add a fine pattern. My celestial master's arm is very strong. Maybe we can achieve high temperatures through the refining of fine patterns. Go break someone else's weapon." 9 days passed in the blink of an eye. At this moment, Qin looked at the martial soul in his hand and thought, "Finally engraved into the martial soul. Let's begin merging the martial soul into the heavenly master's arm. This time should go very smoothly." After an unknown amount of time, Qin opened his eyes. Suddenly I was scared to death. At this moment Qin Yun greeted warmly. Thost, "Hello, teacher Du Gui." Du Gui replied with a gloomy expression. "What's so good? You can't act like this anymore." At this moment Qin Yun put on his clothes and explained. "Every student at the Xianxia Martial Arts Academy is training hard. Am I also actively responding to the call?" Teacher Du. Hearing Du Gui reply lie. "Everyone is feeling very uneasy now. It will cause tremendous destruction." Is it this? Malian was also eager to return to her training. Hearing this, Qin Yun analyzed mineral resources of various empires and forces. It also needs to be protected in a timely manner. Once the herd invades, the strongest of those evil beasts will definitely choose to occupy the gold mine. At that moment, a sudden howl echoed. As the two rushed out, a two-headed vulture appeared in front of me. At that moment, Xing Feng said while releasing his weapon, "Dudui, just in time. Quickly unite with the 5 powerful warriors in the courtyard and attack with me." As everyone united to attack the two-headed vulture, the vulture instantly flew away. At this moment, Qin Yun looked on in shock. Very strong, under the attacks of so many powerful martial arts masters. It only dropped a few feathers. And the appearance of the giant two-headed vulture. It means the beasts in the Yunlong Mountains are approaching. At this moment, Xing Feng turned back and said, "Qin Yun, the roots of the big tree in Beishilin are very deep. We need to create a tree hole that leads under the tree roots for the students' dormitory. It will be safer there. Vultures always appear in groups. We are worried that more double-headed vultures will arrive, so we need to quickly activate the barrier. Prevent the flying behemoths from attacking from the sky." Ting replied to Qin Yun, "Okay, I will help too." The scene shifts to inside a tree root hollow. Qin Yun sat in meditation, contemplating. Days passed. I wonder what the clear sky and morning are like. The entire empire relies on the Yunlong mountain range. If the beast herd attacks, the city near the Yunlong mountain range will soon be surrounded. Qin Yun, my younger brother. At that moment, Zai Wufeng and a few others arrived. Qin Yun looked and asked, "Sai Lao Da, how did you all get here?" Zai Wufeng replied, "Yun Leadi, we are here to say goodbye. This monster is coming on strong, but was chased away by the dean with a whip. It's a must-listen farewell." Qin Yun asked, "Where are you going?" "Did none of you pass the assessment from the new Xuanwu Academy?" Neuron Desert said, "How could such a poor evaluation possibly defeat us? We are preparing to go to the Blue Star Palace. Our teacher has been selected for the Blue Star Palace. So we will go along too." Zai Wufeng nodded in agreement. "That's right. The Blue Star Palace urgently seeks to enhance its overall strength, relaxation conditions, recruit outstanding teachers and students from the 3 major Xuan-level martial arts academies. In this matter," they pointed at Qin Yun with satisfaction. "Qin Yun, it's not just you who can go in there. I am not entering the 4th palace, but to go to an even more powerful place. Besides the 4 palaces, the Blue Star Palace, there is a Blue Sacred Palace, the responsibility of the Grand Princess. Inside the Sacred Palace, there is also a Shawu Palace. Me and Muron Lao Er's teacher just take us to Shawu Palace for training." At this moment, Zai Wufeng also introduced, "I will enter the Blue Sacred Palace with my teacher, become a Blue Spirit Saint, waiting for you to finish your training here. Then you can go there to meet us." As the scene shifts, Du Gui says, "The herd arrived faster than expected. They crossed the Yunlong River. All the mountains and forests have been flattened. Qinyan, how have you been preparing lately? Qinyan then asked, Teacher, I have 450 million gold coins in my hand. I want to buy something that can help me with my training. What should I buy? Badu Gui pondered. Purchase Vajra spirit essence in the Xuandian store. Refine it into a potion. Soaking has helped you improve. You have just entered the 5 bodies, 7 layers Golden Valley. In the early stage of this phase, mainly cultivating Jingu. Later use the Vajra essence from Jingu. Refine the martial soul into a diamond martial soul. It is the cultivation of the 5 bodies and 8 forms. The most expensive item in the Xuandian shop. Often, you need your Xuandian to reach a certain quantity. Can only be purchased with gold coins. The diamond spirit marrow you want to buy. You need to have 200 million mysterious scriptures yourself. Then spend 100 million Xuandian and 10 million gold coins. Can be exchanged for, Da Qinyan angrily said. Aren't you just talking a bunch of nonsense to me? In the Xing Xuanwu Academy, there aren't many people with such profound wisdom. Du Gui extended his hand and smiled. However, the diamond spirit essence is specifically provided for the students of Xing Xuanwu Academy. When the herd arrived, perhaps the academy will arrange to hunt down the evil beasts and monsters. You can obtain a wealth of mystical scriptures. At that moment, both of them suddenly jolted in shock. What sound? With a loud crash, the tree path attacked the academy. At this moment, Du Gui felt and said, It seems like something is above the clouds. There is the aura of ice martial soul and water martial soul. There is also Lei Wuhan. Meanwhile, as the rumbling sound began, the academy's barrier has also been activated. A huge monster appeared. Spitting ice blocks, he attacked the barrier. At that moment, a white-haired old man suddenly appeared and said fiercely, Naichu, get lost. With that, he swung the whip and struck the monster. The monster howled as it fled into the distance. At that moment, Qinyan said with admiration, This old lady is really impressive. Du Gui listened, lost in thought. This is our dean. Can you not be so arrogant? Then said again, The principal is gathering all the teachers. I'm going to a meeting. If you're bored, go wander around the center. Suddenly, Qinyan walked down the street, lost in thought. The area of the new Xuanwu Institute suffered almost no damage. The person in charge of this shop has a high level of skill. After the tree-hole dormitory was damaged, the students had no choice but to stay in a hotel. In the blink of an eye, I arrived at the new Xuan Academy. Qinyan entered her thoughts. I heard that all the world's classic texts are collected here. It couldn't be better to learn about martial souls here. The soul-related items are on the 3rd floor, right, as Qinyan browsed through the books. Turns out my mysterious martial soul, it is called the Minjiang martial soul, can unleash mysterious dark inner power, can decompose energy and quickly absorb energy. Dark inner strength can allow a person to conceal themselves in the shadows. Aside from that, it can also unleash powerful yin-yang fire. This flame can dissolve everything. Suddenly, Qinyan stretched out a blue demon heart and thought, I have read hundreds of books on martial soul knowledge. All right, Teacher Du Gui should be back to find me now. As the scene shifted, Du Gui shouted in a tense atmosphere, Where have you been, kid? You didn't go to flirt with the female students, did you? Not available. He took out a card and said, This is your suspense gold card. You can use what you wrote above. The beast hunting trial is about to begin. The Academy needs to capture magical beasts for research. You can find a partner to hunt beasts. exchange for a suspense point. In the blink of an eye, King Yun thought, "Who are you looking for?" "Acquaintance is here. Only Sister Failing is left." The scene shifts to Xinyu Tower. Only heard King Yun knocking on the door and shouting, "Sister Failing, I am King Yun. What did the male protagonist see? Is it that exciting? You must listen to the voice of King Yun." Meng Failing hurriedly opened the door and said happily, "Oh, I heard you've been in seclusion these past few days. Finally come to find me. Come in quickly." King Yun sat down and said, "Sister Failing, although the place you live in is small, but very exquisite." Meng Failing replied while taking off her clothes, "There's no way. Has my secret haven dormitory been destroyed?" This made King Yun's eyes widen in surprise, thinking to herself, "Is it really this thrilling?" At this moment Meng Failing said, "Ahaha, what are you so nervous about? I have base layers for outfits. I knew that Zai Wufeng and the others weren't here, so you would come to find me to team up. So I have already chosen our teammates in advance. They are all dancers with 5 bodies and 7 layers. Departing couple, brother Lai and sister-in-law Lai. It is a descendant of the Meng family. Let's go. After we 4 meet up, we will go to choose a store." A man cupped his fists and said, "So you are King Yun. Just call me brother Lai." At that moment, King Yun took out the storage bag and said, "Big brother and big sister are trusted people of Sister Failing. These 2 storage bags made of animal hide are gifted to you. Capacity can reach 100 cents." Blood Oath instantly acknowledged the master. Big brother Lai happily expressed his gratitude. "Thank you, King Yan. We happen to need this very much. Let's enter the selection store and take a look at the product catalog. Calculate the required selection points. Don't worry. Then we will help you with the selection points." As everyone enters the selection point shop. At this moment, King Yun looked at the directory in astonishment. A selection of stores surprisingly has hanging orders for sale. I need 1 billion selection points and 100 million gold coins. Brother Lai by the side echoed, "There are also storage spirit tools for sale, but it requires 500 million selection points and 5 million gold coins." Fortunately, we obtained the storage spirit tool from King Yun. At this moment, Meng Phelan walked over to explain, "If you want to select points, you can only complete tasks. This can help many students accomplish a lot for the 5 institutes. Indirectly earn a large amount of gold coins. Maintain the operation of the 5 houses." At that moment, I heard Brother Lai say, "Our new vice president of the 5th Academy, Xia Yuan, has arrived. He must have important news to announce." In the blink of an eye, Xia Yuan announced, "Based on the discussion of the meeting, our newly elected 5 hospitals have decided acquiring a large number of magic crystal boxes from within the warcraft for research purposes. The magic crystal box of the 7-tiered beast can be exchanged for 100,000 selection points. The 8-tier magic crystal box can be exchanged for millions. The 9-tier magic crystal box can be exchanged for 5 million. Spirit beasts are at the spirit beast level. The 4 powers are equal to the 5 mirrors of the beast. This spirit beast's magic crystal box can be exchanged for 50 million selection points. Additionally, any Warcraft gold egg can be exchanged for 50 million selection points." After listening, King Yun urged, "There's no time to waste. We are setting off to Wangxing Lake now." At this moment, everyone is walking on the road. Just listen to Brother Lai. "The monsters that come out aren't very big. The biggest is just something like an elephant, like the 2-headed vulture and the lizard dragon beast. They are all spirit beasts. belongs to a certain spirit master. It shouldn't be easy to encounter. We can rest assured." After listening, Meng Feiling replied, "Most monsters have low intelligence, but they are very united. Listen to the leader's command. Encountered words. We can only hide. That's right. This time our goal is to find Liuaden and the monsters on watch. Let's follow these footprints and see what we find." At that moment, King Yun looked into the distance and said, "We have left Waxing Lake behind. If I remember correctly, there should be a small town ahead. The people inside must have relocated to the big city. We still need to keep walking." In the blink of an eye, over an hour had passed. King Yun walked while sighing. "I never expected so many places in the town to be damaged by the magical beasts. It wasn't like this when I passed by before." Suddenly, Brother Lai reminded, "Wait, King Yun. There are monsters inside, but I'm not sure about the quantity." At that moment, King Yun took out the puppet beast and said, "I'll send this puppet beast out." "What can the puppet beast see?" "I can see everything. Very safe." This allowed Meng Feiling's fans to walk up. "Xiao Yandai, can you create a flying puppet for me in the future?" "What do you want to do?" "I promise you." King Yun felt embarrassed and pondered. "Your martial soul is the eagle martial soul, right? If we really obtain the eagle totem, strength will definitely see a significant improvement. To refine a puppet, totem patterns are needed." Hearing this, Meng Feiling excitedly replied, "Then wait for me to find it. You must help me refine it." "All right, all right, all right. I want to put my puppet camp to rest." As the puppet corpse was released, as I was passing by a house, suddenly 3 eyes appeared in the darkness. At this moment, King Yan exclaimed in astonishment, "Not good. It has been discovered. We need to prepare for battle." At this moment, a 3-eyed wolf appeared before the puppet corpse, suddenly pounced, bit the puppet corpse to pieces. What did this man say? Unexpectedly made his wife so angry. At this moment, King Yun felt her heart racing. "The materials Grand Paduan helped me find are already very sturdy." He actually bit it off too. Quickly controlled the explosive puppet corpse. With a bang, the 3-eyed wolf was blown away. At this moment, Sister Lai has already found a good spot. Ziu's arrow shot towards the 3-eyed wolf. At this moment, King Yan shouted, "Shoot 3 more arrows." Listen, Sister Lai has launched 3 arrows in anger. The vision of the 3-eyed wolf was disrupted. Brother Lai and Meng Feilin jumped down. The attack landed on the 3-eyed wolf. "Look at mine." King Yan rushed over with a big hammer. Meng Feilin quickly intervened. "Come down. Everyone has abandoned me." At this moment, Brother Lai said while harvesting, "This is the magic essence box of Beijingjong. 8th order beast. Can exchange for 1,000,000 reward points. The beast bones and beast skins are quite good, but because of the rampant corpses of the beasts, it doesn't hold much value anymore. King Yan, my dear brother, this town only has this one magical beast lingering. We can only go to that place next." That kind of place. King Yan immediately felt a wave of frustration. Brother Lai hurriedly explained, "It's not that kind of place. I am talking about the first town." At that moment, Sister Lai pulled on Brother Lai's ear and questioned him. "That's right. What were you two just talking about?" At this moment, Brother Lai introduced, "The first town has no city walls. At the intersection of the Xianxia Empire and the Xianxia Empire, near Yunlong River, the 3 great empires of the unreturning, far away from several major cities, not near the powerful martial arts academy either." Be sure to listen. Meng Feilin happily pulls King Yan. That being said, There is a high possibility of many magical beasts existing there. Okay, let's go check out First Town. 2 days later, everyone arrived at First Town. At this moment, Brother Lai said with a worried expression, "Here gather the outlaws from various countries. Some are families that failed to seize power in the empire after the emergence of the demon beasts. Many people in the first town believe they can handle the beast horde. In the end, everything became food for the beasts." At that moment, Meng Phelan suddenly pointed ahead and said, "Qingyan, just now 6 people rushed in over there." At this moment, Sister Lai clenched her fist and said, "It seems we not only have to face powerful magical beasts inside, we still have to face other hunting teams. But we are not defenseless either. It's not that easy to deal with." As everyone passed by house, Brother Lai sighed. What a pity! Many magnificent houses were destroyed. Some places have gone through great battles. There isn't even a ruin left. Upon hearing this, Lai Dasao instantly exploded with rage. Qingyan behind thought to herself, "Brother Lai, take care." At this moment, Meng Phelan saw, "The outer region is about to come to an end. Once we enter the inland waters, we need to be on high alert." At this moment, Brother Lai noticed, right ahead, there are several magical beasts. It's all Jubajis. Should we take action? Qingyan then used, "The psychic ability perceives." I investigated. 5-headed beast. If 5-headed Bajai demon beasts attack together, we may not be able to resist. Break them apart. Breaking them down one by one is better. Listen, Brother Lai is assigning tasks. Dear one, wait until I rush over. You shot 5 arrows in a row. I took advantage of the moment when the monster was hit. Attack them fiercely. Phelan, Qingyan, you wait for the right moment to act. Go attack those rampaging magical beasts. If something feels off, remember to run quickly. There are plenty of monsters here. Not afraid of this operation failing, as long as it doesn't hurt the body. Then we are making a profit. Ko. As Sister La shouted loudly, in an instant 5 arrows shot out and struck the 5 magical beasts. Qingyan looked at him in astonishment. An arrow formed from the inner realm. Indeed, it's extraordinary. Meanwhile, others also attacked the monsters one by one. In the blink of an eye, they quickly dealt with the magical beasts. At that moment, Brother Lai suddenly sensed something was off. An attack was launched towards Sister Lai. Qingyan quickly moved to Sister Lai's side. She pushed her away and took the attack. With a loud bang, it exploded. At this moment, Sister Lai said with a face full of cold sweat, "Thank you, Zioam. That was close." At this moment, Brother Lai reminded, "Xiao Yan, quickly take away the corpse of the demon wolf. The newcomer means no good." A few people walked over. The one-eyed man chuckled. "Good luck. I can't believe you were able to dodge my attack. Who are you?" "Listen," Brother Lai replied coldly. "We are from the New Selection Martial Arts Academy. Why did you suddenly take action just now? I almost hurt my wife." "Don't you have a wife? Doesn't your wife tell you how to treat people?" This guy was still showing off just a second ago. In the next second, I cowardly ran away. At that moment, the one-eyed man turned and said, "I am warning you. Here we are. You all hurry and leave. This is our hunting ground. What have you killed? Take it out quickly. The prey here is all ours." Qingyan was instantly speechless. "You have quite a thick skin, don't you?" Meng Phelan echoed. "Exactly. Why should we give you our things?" Thick-skinned. This time, the The one-eyed man chuckled proudly. "Let me tell you, my name is Xianxia. He is the Grand General of the Tianling Empire. Our empire certainly has. Vice President of Lin Xuanwu Academy supports. Not long ago I was drinking with the Vice Dean." Upon hearing this, King Yan and the others were momentarily speechless again. What's so great about it? That's right. What's there to show off? Yin Sheng patted off the dust and said, "Now you know fear right. Our Tianling Empire is the newly risen great empire. Hurry up and hand over the magical beasts you just hunted. We can make you roll back to Xinxuan." At that moment, King Yan thought to herself, "Wait for me to lure the monster over. Let's see if you can still talk like this." Suddenly frowned and said, "Not good. A large group of monsters is coming. This is the territory of the wolf pack beasts. The wolf king of the spirit beast level is coming." Yin Sheng, upon hearing this, was skeptical. The spirit beast can only be dealt with by the 5 mirror paths. "Kid, are you lying to us?" As soon as the voice fell, a howling sound came through. At this moment, Yin Sheng scoffed. "HMPH, just a pack of little wolf cubs. Today I'm not feeling well. Let's give them a break for now." After saying that, he ran away. As they escaped, King Yan said, "Sir, the wolf pack just now was brought here by me. They are all eightfold warriors. The 4 of us may not necessarily be their match. Let's settle the score with them when we have the chance. Let's go. Let's go to that tall building." As the crowd entered the high rise. At this moment, Brother Lai said, "I used a Kai formation to conceal our presence. There shouldn't be any problems now." Meng Phelan said upon returning, "I just went out for a flight. In this outer area, there are no other magical beasts at all. The wolf pack we encountered before, it should be considered relatively weak." Hearing Sister Lai analyze. That is to say, the monsters are concentrated deeper in the first line. The wolf pack must have been defeated and forced to flee due to territory disputes. In the center of the first formation, many people must have died tragically inside, stored as food for the monster. At this moment, King Yan suggested, "Take a break. Let's move forward and head back. The demon wolf in assassination. If you can get it, then get it." Brother Lai looked worried and said, "The magic wolf inside. The greater the ability, the smaller the size. The 9 forbidden demon wolf is about 2 to 3 meters long." In the blink of an eye, several people were quickly moving across the rooftop. At this moment, Meng Phelan said excitedly, "It's really thrilling to slowly approach the wolf pack's territory. The magic wolf's spirit is really injured. Defeat the spirit beast level demon wolf. That's a 50 million hanging point." At this moment, Brother Lai reminded, "Let's return to the area touched by the wolf pack and take a look. If there are still a few Jiuji demon wolves in the wolf pack, then don't think about it." At that moment, King Yan said, "The wolves are all inside the building. They are just hiding inside the shop on the first floor. There shouldn't be anyone upstairs." Brother Lai analyzed. "There is a beast on this floor. The buildings are spaced apart. They are distributed quite sparsely. If you can strike with one lethal blow, do not let the demon wolf make any noise. We might be able to launch a successful sneak attack." At this moment, King Yan stood up and said, "It's getting dark. It's time for my performance." As King Yan delved deeper, at this moment, King Yan thought, "At this moment, the Minjiang marshal's soul truly helped a lot. At that moment, I suddenly saw the injured Jiu Jai Mo Lang in front of me. With that, he unleashed the giant god Kill and charged forward, thinking to himself, 'Please, you must succeed.' With a slap, it struck the magic wolf on the head. The demon wolf was knocked unconscious. At this moment Kinyan sighed in relief and called in Brother Lai. As the two collected the moment, the sunny clouds felt joyful. Not bad. A little more magical than the ordinary Baji. At this moment, Brother Lai reminded, "Let's go. Fei Ling and the others are waiting for us by the other lone monsters." In the blink of an eye, King Yun spoke. "Shishuo Baji, the demon wolf. Two-headed nine forbidden demon wolf. We are quite lucky." Brother Lai urged after listening. "All right, let's meet up." At that moment, King Yun suddenly covered Lai Dage's mouth and reminded him, "There is someone outside the window. It should be those Yinsheng guys. Do they plan to ambush the wolf pack as well?" Saying this, he took out a talisman from his clothes and stuck it on the wall, grinning darkly. "Hee hee, I have a bold idea. Is this the legendary guiding Huanglong?" In the blink of an eye, King Yun spoke. A total of 10 people entered the building. There are all kinds, from 5 bodies to 9 layers and 8 layers. It should be the people from the Tianling Empire. There is another master of martial arts. Don't worry. Quit. After placing the talisman, retreat. Brother Lai sprinkled spirit powder to prevent his blood energy from leaking out. They will notice it soon. Suddenly, a mischievous smile appeared. "Hey, it's time to wake up the wolf pack." At that moment, the martial arts elders suddenly sensed something was amiss. "It is spirit powder. Damn it. There are other people here. We need to be careful." At that moment, Yinsheng gritted his teeth and speculated, "It must be those bastards from Xingchuan Fifth Institute. The 8 or 9 heavy magic wolves here have probably been mostly killed by them. They definitely wouldn't dare to touch the Wolf King. Let's go directly kill the Wolf King." But just as the old man happily agreed, suddenly a loud bang sounded. Then came another series of thunderous explosions. The Wolf King was startled awake, letting out a howl. Yin Sheng and his companions quickly flew away, shouting, "It must have been that bunch of bastards from Xingchuan Fifth Academy. Let's retreat quickly." The old man escaping over here shouted angrily, "You had a conflict with that group of people. Why didn't you tell us about this? Otherwise, we would definitely be on guard." At that moment, the awakened Wolf King howled. A projectile shot out from his mouth, attacking the crowd. Instantly struck one person and took him away. At this moment, the Wolf King unleashed a massive attack. At that moment, Qin Yun and the others were watching the glowing screen from a distance. At that moment, Meng Feiling couldn't help but laugh. This group of bastards, who made them so arrogant, and also targeted the elder sister-in-law. Brother Lai echoed, "That's right. This account, Yin Shen won't give up until it's over. Let's go. Let's move away from the wolf pack's territory first." At this moment, Yin Sheng's face was filled with anger. "Damn Star Rotation Institute 5. This is not over between us." In the blink of an eye, they arrived at a forest. Yin Sheng clasped his fists and said, "Senior, this is all the fault of the younger generation. I will definitely bring back the heads of those 4 guys to the Tianli Empire." The old man, upon hearing this, shouted in anger, "This is necessary. The specific reasons for the deaths of our 6 companions. Do not let it leak out. We were attacked by a group of monsters. They sacrificed themselves. The scene shifts to a room. At this moment, Brother Lai looked and said, 4 magic essence boxes can be exchanged for 20 million points. Add 26 magic boxes of 8. The total is 46 million. We are about to enter Zone 4. If the monster is too strong, let's just leave. Cannot go any deeper." Sister Lai immediately punched him angrily. "Do you want to go deeper? It's not easy here anymore. Here, Qin Yun exclaimed in awe. Sorry, I can't assist with that. Fei Ling's parrot spirit wheel is exceptional in both speed and vision. Even a dancer with 5 limbs and 9 weights. Not everyone necessarily has a soul that soars like his. At that moment, Sister Lai walked over to add, if you encounter a powerful flying beast, it will be very dangerous. But it seems like. He has completed the inspection. At this moment, Meng Feiling returned and said, discovered an ironclad giant dragon. It is highly likely to be 9 magical beasts, length of over 10 meters, radiating a sheen of steel. It should be a beast with extremely strong defense. Upon hearing this, Brother Lai instantly perked up. Let's go. Go take a look. Suddenly, a giant crocodile was seen running wildly down the street. At this moment, Qin Yan was analyzing. There should be other magical beasts around here, all hiding inside the house. Worried that this 9-headed monster will eat me. Let me be the first to strike, Sister Lai said as she pulled back the bowstring. With a swift motion, it shot onto the giant crocodile. This made the giant crocodile cry out in pain. At the same time, Qin Yan rushed down shouting, look at mine. Do along 6 styles. With that, he struck the giant crocodile's body with a palm. Suddenly startled, I thought to myself, can't break through. I'm coming. At that moment, Brother Lai swung down with his twin clubs. With a bang, it hit the giant crocodile. Not a single bit of harm. At this moment, the giant crocodile began its counterattack. A tail swept towards them. At this moment, Meng Feiling was watching from the rooftop, pondering. How are they doing? If we don't finish the battle quickly, it might attract more monsters to come over. Watch out. At this moment, Qin Yan unleashed the dragon severing 6 techniques. The attack struck the giant crocodile's body. Brother Lai found the right moment. Instantly combined the short sticks into a long rod. Unleashing the inner strength of the golden blade, he attacked from within the mouth of the giant crocodile. Immediately knocked the giant crocodile to the ground. At this moment, Qin Yan felt a surge of alarm. That's incredible. But Sister Lai had a look of contentment on her face. This is the true strength of Lao Lai. This woman is such a good actress. Once again, taking advantage of the male lead. As the giant crocodile was dealt with, Qin Yan happily said while putting things into the storage space. The armor of the giant crocodile is very sturdy. It is good material for kite training. At that moment, an attack suddenly streaked overhead between the two. They charged towards the two, Meng Feiling and the one still chatting. It exploded with a bang. At that moment, the two quickly flew up to check. At this moment, Qin Yan felt and thought, it is Xianxia. He had attacked Da Sao Lai like this before, as the two rescued the person. At this moment, Qin Yan anxiously shouted, Lai Dage, quickly retreat. In the blink of an eye, they arrived at a dark underground chamber. All I could hear outside was the continuous rumbling sound. At this moment, Qin Yan said, it was Yinsheng and the others continuously bombarding the surrounding buildings. These thin robes are engraved with light patterns, can quickly heal their injuries. Over here, Qin Yan quietly said to Meng Feiling, don't worry, I will definitely help you recover this debt. Looking to the other side, only Yinsheng could be heard speaking. We can't let them escape. The Crown Prince needs to acquire more mystical texts from the Ling Xuanwu Institute. We better seize their accomplishments. You are responsible for attacking the buildings in this area. They might be hiding somewhere. As soon as the voice fell, a howling sound echoed. At that moment, someone anxiously reminded, the recent attack will attract more monsters. They have 2 injured individuals who can't walk far. We can wait until the Warcraft leaves before coming. Once again, Yan Shenjuang intrudes. How could a mere monster be enough for me? But since my brother said so, let's hold off for now. Retreat. Saying this, he flew away into the distance. At this moment, Kinyan felt and thought, it's good that I released my mental energy. Everyone heard it. The crown prince of this new empire has such subordinates. A person's character must have its flaws. You'd better not run into me. At this moment, Meng Fei Lin also woke up. He swayed and said unsteadily, "That's great. I thought I would never see you again." Saying this, he pulled Kinyan into his embrace. At this moment, Kinyan felt the secret passage. "You're taking advantage of me again." Brother Lai looked at Sister Lai, who was waking up. "It's good that you woke up. That was really dangerous. Xiao Yun, this extraordinary text master, is truly impressive. Your wounds are healed with his beast skin. You must listen as Meng Phelan transforms into a devilish atmosphere. Thinking of our wounds, they are all caused by those bastards. I was so angry that I couldn't stand it." At this moment, Brother Lai suggested, "Let's head back first. This harvest is also quite significant. Go back and call more people before encountering that kind of situation. We don't need to worry about anything." After listening, Kinyan replied, "You all go back first. I will stay. I want to enter the first game and take a look. I believe I should be able to infiltrate the restricted area." Not allowed. Meng Phelan plopped down on Kinyan. "It's too dangerous outside." Kinyan comforted, "Don't worry. I, Kinyan, am not just a name without merit." In the blink of an eye, Kinyan sat on the rooftop, lost in thought. First, use the breath-catching technique to sense the sound. Soul-tracking tattoo. To capture, the others are condensed within the blood-soul power. You can create a soul-chasing pattern, tracking the location of the person with that scent. As long as he is alone, I immediately got to work. As Kinyan tracks. Kinyan felt in his heart. The audio should be right over there. If he fights the monster again, I can take advantage of the chaos to act against him. As they approached, Kinyan felt the hidden path. Except for the sound. There are 7 other dancers with 5 bodies, 8 layers, and 9 folds. This channeling empire still has some strength, but luck wasn't on my side when it became an empire, caught up with the arrival of the demon beasts. Suddenly, Kinyan was hiding in the corner, watching and thinking. Could it be the monster patrol squad? They were ambushed by the sound. Then he took out the floating essence and thought, "It's just the right time for me to cultivate my Vajra inner strength. High-grade spirit pattern beast skin binding talisman." Thinking about it, I quickly stuck it on the person nearby. Instantly pinned this person in place. At the same time, a monstrous bull charged forward with a roar. Suddenly, he was knocked out of the way. Suddenly, Kinyan appeared right in front of the demon bull. In an instant, he unleashed the wind-slicing 6 techniques, slicing the demon bull into chunks. In the blink of an eye, Kinyan boasted, "Got it. It's still the 8 precepts of the demon beast. The meat is good. I'll prepare a few more later. I wonder if I can dry it to make beef jerky." In the blink of an eye, I heard a voice running while thinking. "I saw a ghost. How did we lose 4 people so quickly? If it continues like this, it will definitely be a total disaster." At that moment, Kinyan, hiding nearby, thought to himself, "Wait a moment, I'll throw out 10 at once. All the magical cows are immobilized. If you can't control most of the magic balls, then it can only be given up." That's great. They did not separate. Thinking about it, I just threw the clothes out, instantly stuck to the demon ox. They were fixed in place. This old man at the peak of the 9 layers without a body. Invite the male lead to join their team. It was all just for his culinary skills. As the magic bowl was fixed in place, Kinyon rushed forward with a big hammer in hand, thinking, "Indeed, the demon bowl is injured. Great power comes with a price. Cannot break free from the power of the immobilizing garment all at once." Thinking this, they poured all their inner strength into the scale hammer. Shijin unleashed the 5th style of the broken dragon. The most heart-wrenching moment struck. At this moment, Kinyan felt happy, then charged forward and quickly dealt with the situation. Having dealt with the other demon bowls, I thought, "I'll got it. It feels like whack-a-mole." I quickly did some calculations in my mind. A total of 1,000 yuan for the magic beef. It can be worth over 20 million. Now we're rich. In the blink of an eye, Kinyan was driving the soul-chasing talisman deep in thought. The soul-chasing talisman is guiding me to District 2. Is Yinshen really in District 2? The sky is fading. I can no longer use the power of shadows. I found a basement and paid for it. In the blink of an eye, Kinyan thought to himself, while refining, "Noble beast skin talisman. Only then is it possible to deal with the 9-sword demon beast. However, create a high-quality beast skin talisman. It takes a long time. It will also require a lot of energy." Not knowing how much time has passed, Kinyan stood up and stretched a bit. Suddenly a jolt of fear struck my heart. There are sounds in the distance. Could it be that a great battle is underway? Go take a look. As Kinyan rushed over. At this moment, Kinyan thought, "Let me sense it with my mental power first." Labe, the dancer of the 5 mirrors. And not just one. Still cannot make a move. There is no guarantee of 100% success. You might even attract the attention of the dog-shaped beast. At that moment, Kinyan suddenly jolted in shock. A large net was cast towards him. This time, Kinyungsen was shocked. Asked about catching a turtle. "Oh no, why is this net still electrifying? My body feels tingly." At this moment, the man smiled and said, "General Yin, I caught a fish." "Ha ha ha ha." Yin Sheng asked with a worried expression, "Crown Prince, how did you get out? This is too dangerous." Kinyan was immediately alarmed. I thought, unexpectedly, it's the Crown Prince. Suddenly, another thought came to mind. That's not right. I am also a prince. The heavenly spirit emperor pointed at Kinyan in the Princeling Yuan cemetery. "You see, what did I catch? This person is sneakily doing something behind you." Yin Shen was shocked and exclaimed, "It's actually this guy. It's them. We were attacked by a pack of wolves. Lost many warriors." Upon hearing this, Ling Yuan stared at Kinyan. Suddenly startled, he laughed. "He is Kinyan. I have seen his portrait. This person is Kinyan. As long as I kill Kinyan, I can make a name for myself. This journey will bring glory to our Chanling Empire." It was indeed worth coming. At this moment, Yin Sheng introduced himself proudly. "The Crown Prince of our Chanling Empire. But he is the grandson of the Dean of Lingshuan Martial Arts Academy, destined to become a blue saint, much stronger than you." Ling Yuan scoffed dismissively. The strongest crown prince, and also married Zhao Yulan. Now you have fallen into my hands. You are nothing." At that moment, Kinyan suddenly broke free from his restraints. "Don't get too smug." As he spoke, he quickly drew a symbol, transferred over. Looking at the cemetery, he stretched out his hand dismissively. your broken fire talisman. My prestigious reputation can never be tarnished." While laughing heartily in the cemetery, suddenly Qin Yun charged forward, unleashed the power of the giant sandstorm, came to his back and said coldly, "Do you know, the villain always talks too much." As the cemetery fell into disrepair, little did he know he had already fallen into my immobilization spell. In the blink of an eye I saw the old man with 5 mirrors, staring at the 2 bodies on the ground in shock. How could this happen? Damn it. Zuyuan's life, taking advantage of the chaos. The scene shifts to an inn. Qin Yun checked while pressing the button. There are quite a few magic crystal boxes. It can be exchanged for over 100 million points. It should be their harvest after several days in the first wave. At that moment, suddenly an old man with a white beard appeared. Lying at the door, he said, "This is the place. Don't be nervous, little brother. Just call me Lao Tan. I came here because I smelled something." At this moment, Qin Yun's heart was startled. The cultivation of the 5 bodies and 9 heavy peaks. No wonder I didn't notice this old man. At that moment, old Tan said, "Our team originally had 5 members, but one suddenly withdrew. It leads to our inability to cooperate. The team is all in great shape. Join my team, little brother." Upon hearing this, Qin Yun quickly cupped his fists and replied, "Zhao Yun is grateful for the support of her senior. However, I am only 5 feet 7 inches tall." Old Tan turned around and cried out in pain, "Little brother, teammates are easy to find, but it's hard to find a teammate who can cook. You don't know. The food in our team is really terrible. So you are here." Suddenly, a few people leaned at the door and asked, "But?" At this moment, Lao Tan introduced, "The Yun, this is Zhu Lao and his son, Zhu Da and Zhu Er. Zhu Lao is very close to Wu Deijing. He is the strongest among the 4 of us. Come join us." I think." Qin Yun hesitated for a moment. At that moment, Zhu Da approached and invited, "Young boy, just you wait and see. Our team may not have the dancers of Wu Deijing, but we have defeated the spirit demon beast before." Qin Yun suddenly looked very awkward and replied, "Let me think about it. Let me think." At this moment, old Tan took out an object and said, "This Spirit King cannon is for you. The shells in the field are made from 9-tier magic crystal boxes." Qin Yun was shocked and thought to himself, "Oh my gosh, this must be at least Wang Pin's spirit energy." He said casually, "Okay." I joined. A few people immediately became happy and started discussing. "Yeah, let's have Qin Yun make us seafood soup for the next meal." I want to eat curry." Suddenly, Qin Yun asked, "Lao Tan, are there many people in District 2? Lao Tan replied seriously, "Many teams are hiding. It's usually hard to see. Here, the fish and dragons are mixed together. A person with ulterior motives joins the various teams. It's a disaster for us." Hearing Qin Yun's silence, she thought to herself, "So you summoned me because of the barbecue." Suddenly, Zhu Er turned back and said, "I'm back. Nearby, there is a defeated herd of Malang horses. There are 5 9-sword demon beasts. A spirit beast." Qin Yun squatted on the roof, lost in thought. A cannonball is worth 10 million gold coins. I need to focus. Try not to waste. Meanwhile, the people below are fully engaged in killing the Malang beast. Qin Yun exclaimed in amazement, "But this group of foodies is really impressive, using the knife so smoothly. The 8-sword demon beasts have been nearly defeated." At this moment, Lao Tan reached out, focusing his mind on the cultivation technique. The nine-sword demon beast is injured. It's better to get it done quickly. Suddenly there was a startle. Not good. He called someone. Not right. He has summoned Mo Lang. At this moment, Kinyan felt a surge of fear. It is the Marlang spirit beast. He lured the spirit beast here, with the appearance of the spirit demon beast. Look at mine. Suddenly, Kinyan fired the spirit king cannon. With a loud bang, it struck the body of the spirit demon beast. At this moment, Kinyan looked on in amazement. The power of the spirit king cannon is truly terrifying. If the five-blade mirror were hit twice, either death or injury, a herd of beasts with spiritual magic. Just like that, it was settled. In the blink of an eye, Old Tan said, "It's not easy to find prey. We need to be patient. Where is Zio Yun?" As he had a good dream. The food has all been dreamt of. Kinyan thought to himself while serving the rice. I received 5 nine-sword demon crystal boxes. Can exchange for 25 million selection points. The harvest is quite significant. At this moment, old Zhu explained. Actually, today's Warcraft isn't that strong. District 1 is terrifying. There are almost 2 or more spirit beasts in every monster group there. Kinyan added, I heard there is a river. The source is at the center of District 1. Greatly helps in the growth of the demon beast. Old Zhu continued speaking. By the river bank, there are powerful beast hordes stationed. Of course, there are also human groups. District 1 hides many powerful dancers. The source is also where they gain their immense power. At that moment, Old Tan suddenly exclaimed, A team has arrived. Among them, there is a dancer of the 5 mirrors. Judah said while drinking soup. They sensed us. With their strength, we can't run away. Suddenly, a woman jumped down from the window. At this moment, Taojin Nan said, We are the Minmeng squad. We want to join forces with you to eliminate a group of monsters. There are 2 spirit beasts in that monster group. There are still Warcraft golden eggs. There are at least 5 golden eggs in the game. We are not clear about the specifics either. Once we take down this monster horde, benefits gained, you should be aware as well. Sure. Lao Tan readily agreed, thinking to himself, World of Warcraft golden egg. One can exchange for 50 million Xuan points. The magic gold box is of equal value to the spirit demon beast. At this moment, Taojin Nan added, However, your team can join us. This little rascal won't do. He is only 5 feet tall and weighs 700. If we share the loot, we will suffer great losses. Lao Tan immediately expressed his displeasure. A Yun controls the Spirit King Cannon. It's like having the power of 5 mirrors. Can deal with a spirit beast. Why can't he have an equal share of the territory? At this moment, Judah also agreed. Since that's the case, we won't join you. A dog looks down on people. Zio Yun's cooking is incredibly delicious. At this moment, Taojin Nan spoke again. Lao Tan, we would rather you not play. Go control the Spirit King Cannon. We really don't feel at ease with this young kid at all. You need to think it through. If you don't join us, it is very likely to lose the profits from several Warcraft golden eggs. The male lead is a bit unscrupulous. Ming got 16 monster eggs, but only took out 10. Listen to what Golden Boy has to say. Kinyan said, Lao Tan, opportunities are rare. Join the Raptors team. I will stay here and wait for you to come back. Lao Tan replied after listening. Yun, you are our team member. We will never leave you alone. At this moment, The silver-haired beauty spoke sternly. "Only by appearances. We can't see any strength in this kid. Otherwise, why don't you show us?" Upon hearing this, Qin Yun took out a reply and said, "Then I won't hide it any more. I am a storyteller of extraordinary tales." Hearing this, Zhu Lao and Zhu Da leaned in, astonished. This is truly unexpected. No wonder your cooking is so delicious." "Did kid? You are a storyteller and didn't say it earlier." At that moment, Qin Yan replied proudly, I will subdue. You can practice a medium-quality ancient costume for meditation. You can immobilize the 8 realms beasts. You can focus on fighting the beasts from the 9 realms. The rest I can handle easily." The silver-haired beauty chuckled and asked, "Is this true? How will you prove it?" At this moment, Qin Yan introduced, "My name is Qin Yan." Upon hearing this, Lao Tan was instantly shocked. "Crown Prince Qin Yan of the Tianqian Empire? So it was you all along." At that moment, the silver-haired beauty stepped forward and introduced herself. "My name is Lan Fengjin. I've heard about the affairs of the Tianqian royal family. I'm really happy to meet you in person today. I encountered this small team on the road. I hope you can join too." "Okay." At that moment, Tu Jin Nan smiled broadly and invited, "Welcome to join. Just call me Dashin. My sons and cousin are still in the team." "That's right. Qin Yun, please make 2 immobilizing ancient outfits for each of us." "No problem." This made Qin Yun feel extremely awkward in response. "Oh dear." "Okay." As Lan Fengjin pulled Qin Yun along. Pong. I'll go practice with you. Isn't it a lot? Maybe I can lend you a hand." In the blink of an eye, Qin Yan was squatting on the roof, gazing at the stars. Is the squad approaching the monster horde? The task is daunting. There are 2 zero beasts. I want to severely injure one of them. The other side will be handled by Lan Fengjin. But with a single command from the mountain, everyone charged towards the beast horde. At this moment, Qin Yan is observing the stars. These monsters are melee type. The physical defenses are very strong. Lan Fengjin is really handsome. Really handsome. Is this the zero beast? It seems like you're not injured. At that moment, a black beast suddenly charged out. At this moment, Qin Yun fired the Zero King cannon to the east. It crashed into the body of the monster. At that moment, Lan Fengjin said, "I'll handle the last one." Suddenly, I sensed that something was off. The black monster that was just attacked by Qin Yun jumped up again, launched an attack against them. Lan Fengjin shouted while dodging, "Qin Yun, continue to play black." Then Qin Yun picked up the Zero King cannon and fired another shot at the hidden blade. "This time, let's see if you can survive." The black beast was instantly pierced through the chest and fell lifeless on the spot. At this moment Dashin sighed. "Finally dealt with the black side. Now focus on attacking the red." As Lan Fengjin continuously battles the magical beasts. At this moment, Qin Yun looked shocked. Sister Lan's axe couldn't chop through the axe at all. It's just a scratch on the skin. At that moment, a zero beast suddenly jumped out. At this moment, Lan Fengjin looked at him and gritted her teeth. "Damn it! Why is another one here? Dashin, didn't you say there are only 2 zero beasts? Now how is it 3-headed?" Upon hearing this, Dashin replied, "I'm sorry. It was our failure to investigate thoroughly." But Old Tan was startled. "Finished. Qin Yan on that side has run out of shells as well." At that moment, Qin Yan jumped down from the rooftop and said, "I went to get the World of Warcraft gold bullet. Once the magic beast golden bullet is obtained, We will retreat immediately. At this moment, Lan Fengjian said while fighting, Qinyan, I'll hold off the other monsters. Good. Sister Lan, hold on a little longer. Qinyan quickly threw out 2 talismans, instantly immobilized the 2 beasts in place. He quickly took out the giant spirit king hammer and infused it with the spirit of the celestial master. Shizhen performed the 60 falling heart technique. Suddenly, with a shout from Dong, flames erupted. In the blink of an eye, Qinyan wiped his sweat and said, finally settled it. Suddenly startled, he thought to himself, hurry up. There are still 20 to 39th tier guerrillas left. Lao Tan and the others are almost at their breaking point. Okay. Qinyan hurriedly stuffed the monster cores into his storage bag while arguing. In the blink of an eye, 2 hours later. At this moment, everyone gathered together. Only the mountain spirits saw. There are actually 10 Warcraft gold bullets. Meanwhile, Qinyan was secretly delighted. I secretly hid 6 bullets. I'll distribute fewer magic essence boxes shortly. At this moment, Old Tan said proudly, now you know, right? There is no Qinyan. We can't get the Warcraft gold bullet at all. Suddenly, it started to rain from the sky after everyone finished assigning tasks. A single action scared all the robbers away. As soon as Lan Fengjian finished speaking, suddenly a crowd appeared, surrounding them in the middle. A bald man asked with a smile, bloodthirsty new beast horde, it was taken by you all, right? There aren't many of you. Not very strong either. Yet they can rout this group of monsters. Indeed, there is some skill. Lan Fengjian asked warily, what do you want to do? But in my heart, I was thinking, they have 3 powerful 5-blade masters. The others are all at the 5-body 9 levels. It's not something we can handle. At this moment, the bald man said with a smile, how many magic beast gold bullets should the new blood beast have? Just hand it over. We won't make things difficult for you either. After all, we came from so far away. I can't just go back empty-handed. Suddenly, Dashin stood up and said, everyone, can you give us some time to consider? With that, they swiped their hand. He threw a binding talisman at the person in front and shouted to communicate, fight our way out. Quick. At that moment, Qinyan looked at the scene before her and scolded, damn it, I can't believe there's still a talisman here. Dashin and the others clearly anticipated the presence of Lan Fengjian. Resist the 3 5-blades masters. The rest of the people dealt with Lao Tan and his group. This way they have a chance to escape. At that moment, Lao Tan reminded, Qinyan, you find an opportunity to escape. Qinyan took out a monster egg from her storage bag. It fell to the ground with a thud. Lao Tan exclaimed in surprise, Qinyan, what do you want to do? Qinyan replied lightly, I bet my life, as the monster beast burst apart. Suddenly, the roar of the demon beast echoed. The bald man pressed on at this moment. Oh no! The scent spread. Called out casually, quickly retreat. Everyone went to chase after the 4 who were fleeing. To use the fastest speed. Run over there. As they ran, they looked at Qinyan and the others. Lao Tan said angrily, the ones that emerge from the shell of the Warcraft golden egg are the future kings of a beast tribe, can attract powerful beast hunters wandering around. You really are a reckless one. You do this. It will attract many monster hordes. Suddenly, the clouds cleared and the sky darkened. The flying beast has emerged. Quick, hide in the basement. As everyone entered the basement. At this moment, Qinyan opened her eyes in surprise. I didn't expect there to be quite a few small storage rooms here. Let's hurry and split into rooms to rest." At that moment, Lan Fengjin suddenly grabbed King Yun and said, "King Yun, come with me. Let me tell you something." In the blink of an eye, they arrived in a room. Then Lan Fengjin said, "This is Wan Pin Linwen. Linwen and Anwen are both present. I want you to help me turn this set of spirit patterns into a talisman. I will provide you with the spirit beast skin. I can't tell you what this spiritual pattern is for now. In conclusion, after it's done, I send you my World of Warcraft golden bullet as a reward." King Yan responded with a thought. "My scroll of 36 spirit patterns. It's just a high-quality spiritual pattern. The supreme spiritual patterns and the royal spiritual patterns have not been contacted. This is a great opportunity." At that moment, Lan Fengjin reminded him again, "We are about to leave the first stop. Familiarize yourself with this set of spiritual patterns first. As soon as Tan Leada and the others left, you can start doing this." He then asked, "Once upon a time, I heard that Xianxia has entered the martial arts world. I'm a bit curious. What is your relationship with Xianxia?" King Yan was startled and replied immediately, "She is my teacher. I respect her. I will strive to improve my strength, rescue her from the sea of suffering. There are no other relationships." At this moment, Lan Fengjin spoke again. "Xiao Lianglong is in the Blue Palace. Did many disgusting things, malicious by nature, even harm one's own father." Hearing this, King Yan was puzzled and thought to herself, "Could she be from the Blue New Palace?" He asked immediately, "Sister Lan." Hearing Da Lan Fengjin respond cheerfully, "None of them are. I am from the Holy Palace. Speaking of which, Yang Shiu and your wife Xiao Yulan, everyone has joined the Holy Palace. They are all my junior sisters. I've heard quite a bit about your situation. As far as I know, many people have high expectations of you. You must remember this." After speaking, he left and gone.